Okay, okay. Catch it. डेढ़ घंटा और वो नहीं है जेमी जो क्रिकेट स्पानिया का जो मेन है ना
Well, we join commentary as the match has already started. It's match 10 of this finals weekend. This cannot affect the winner. The winner, as we saw earlier, Gracia, played 4-1 for a very, very impressive performance by them. This is the last match between a couple of teams that have underperformed and have not met the expectations they might have hoped to have reached when they embarked upon this journey a couple of days ago. Ibiza bowling, Sporting Alfas batting. All to play for if you count honour as everything. Otherwise, it's just cricket for the fun of cricket, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing, is it? Batting at the moment and hitting that shot, Jack Perman there was run out crazily in the previous match. Again, nothing to prove, but he'll want to score the runs that he felt perhaps he should have got earlier. It wouldn't have affected anything. Gracia still would have won the whole thing. I'll give you the bowler's name in one moment. I'm playing a little bit of catch up. I actually left the ground during the last match, and I've just arrived back. So we're in the second over of the match. The bowlers used so far: Graham Cooper and Ronnie Thompson. Shaquille on strike at the moment. Dot ball for the last ball of the over. The batsman will change over and Perman will be on strike. I don't know what the mood is like between these two chaps batting at the moment. Certainly it was a little frosty when there was a misunderstanding, shall we say, on running in the last match and Perman felt that it wasn't necessarily his fault out of the two of them. I'm skirting around the issue, aren't I? I mean, Shaquille basically ran Jack out. There we go, I've said it now. It's out in the open. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. I've said it. Swing and a miss. Big heave. It's been a long couple of days with 9 AM starts, and there's one or two tired and aching bodies and sighs and groans around me, but Perman seemed in good nick still, in good fettle out there without 4 through mid-wicket. I think it's possibly more the administrators and the people on catering and all the other things here that are feeling it after the long day, or the long couple of days. But we've been treated to some glorious weather, some great cricket, and some average cricket over the last 2 days. Just a little rundown of the table for you then, how it actually finished. I know we've still got this match in progress, but top of the table, Gracia played 4, won 4. Badalona played 4, won 3 and lost 1. Sporting Alfas and Ibiza are in this match, as you can see. They've both played 3, so this is their final match. Of the matches they've played, Sporting Alfas have won 1 and Ibiza have yet to win a match, having lost to Granada, who have played 4, and their only win was that win over Ibiza. So they were the final placings. Obviously Ibiza can join Sporting Alfas on 1 win each should they win this match. I'm sure someone in a darkened room would do net run difference or something, but I'm not going down that avenue. Another shot by Perman, typical whip round to the leg side. He plays it so very, very well. There isn't what you would call a buzz in the field amongst the Ibiza boys. I think last night was treated as if they were on tour here, and they were all well refreshed. Well, I say all, that would be a dreadful slur, wouldn't it, because I haven't spoken to all of them. A number of the Ibiza boys were very well refreshed last night, and less so this morning. Perman falls back onto his toes, taps it out to mid-wicket, jogs through, and says, "I'll have the strike again." Let's see if the batsmen even acknowledge each other's presence on the way through. They do, they bump fists. That's good. That's good. Scoreboard at the ground is a little bit behind us. I reckon we've had 3 overs and it's still showing just 1 over gone. Not entirely sure what the delay is for. The umpires were conferring for quite a long time. It's all very relaxed, Egan, isn't it? All very relaxed. Yeah. Oh, that just sat up. It was outside off stump, bit short, sat up. And dear old Jacko said, "I'm having that." And Perman goes on to, I believe, 35 off 11 balls. Again, fielders a little bit too relaxed in getting to their positions. Perman sets himself up for a premeditated reverse shot, completely spooks the bowler, who fires it so wide that the umpire extends his arms. An oof from around the ground. That sort of oof where people might have hurt themselves but haven't seriously, that sort of oof.
New bowl.
That's a nice ball, just back of a length. Perman goes to cut it, didn't have the width to do it. Do you know, I've been commentating here 2 days now, sat next to Egan, on and off. And he's just shown me how to work something on the app. You think I would have bothered to learn that yesterday morning? Oh, there we go. Captain Darren Walker has just angrily shouted to both batsmen, and I quote, "Oi, play properly or you'll both come off. Play for the blank team." So there you go. I said he was a competitive character, didn't I? When I was commenting on an earlier match. Plays to win, plays fairly. But obviously he's been a bit narked by the attitude of these two. We are in dead rubber syndrome, aren't we? Which can show the character of various people. Whether they want to win for the sake of winning, whether they want to play just for the beauty of the game. Either way, whichever it was, Shaku says, "I'm having 4 runs from that." The ball that was far too short gets whipped away through mid-wicket. Again, Captain Darren Walker is still hovering by the boundary. He actually has a cap in his hand, so I think he's going to take that out to Perman and bring the helmet back. Whether they'll exchange pleasantries when that happens, I don't know. The ball has gone far higher than it's gone long, and it's been taken beautifully in the slips. That was not an easy catch. I know it was very high and he had ages to get under it. Right, let's have a look. As Shukul walks off, Walker gives the cap to Perman, says nothing else. So obviously the shout onto the field was sufficient. Is this Furkan coming on? Furkan coming on? That question was to Egan sat on my left, the man who knows everything, the man who works everything, and the man who fixed the camera earlier when it was hit by the ball. Oh, to be that multi-talented. Obviously, it's paid a huge amount of money to do that. Oh, it's taking forever between balls, isn't it? I know it was a wicket, but come on, chaps. Another wide. Is there an interesting way of saying that? Said it now. Punched out to extra cover. The man who was on the boundary, well, between extra cover and long off, perhaps on another day in a more competitive match would have run in and tried to take that as a catch. He was happy for it to come to him on the bounce on the boundary. Perman has come the charge. Well, it wasn't so much a charge, was it? Just a gentle stroll down the wicket to take that one on the full toss. Whips it round his legs. That shot I've commented on many times before, that he plays so very, very well. 4 more runs. He's gone for the biggie. He's got underneath it all. It's the wrong club. It's actually the right club. It has landed half a metre over the line. There was a fielder under it, but cow corner. Must have been quite a short fielder if he was under it on the line and it only cleared the line by half a metre. But that's all that happened. It doesn't appear to be particularly short. Anyway, that's what happened. A much slower ball, but he completely loses his radar with it. Another wide. Slower ball again. Perman waits for it. Fiddles it into the leg side. It is the end of the over, which means he's nicked the strike, which means the rather uneven allocation of runs in this partnership continues. There are, by Egan's reckoning, 61 runs on the board. Perman has scored 46 of those.
Of this over.
Egan is saying there's going to be 20 off this over. We're entertaining ourselves, if not you, by predicting how many runs off this over, and we're saying 20. Who's the bowler, Egan?
Oh, it's Richard.
Richard Plews.
Yeah.
Yep, right. Plews has obviously caught Egan's eye so much in the tournament to date that he's been backed now to go for 20 runs. Was that one of them or two of them? That was two of them. 2 off 1 ball. I think, yes he did. The bowler got a hand to that, perhaps regrets it. Shaking the pain off. Well run for 2. I think I referred to Furkan as Shakil earlier, but all the runs are coming from the permanent end of things at the moment. Shakil got 10-ish, I think it was, before he disappeared. 10 off 10.
Huge.
That is as well struck as you will ever see from a cricket ball. Perman realised early on that was exactly in his slot. Big front foot, and he's a tall lad. Big front foot down the pitch. And he's gone to 50 off 21 balls. I think we'll probably see some cabaret batting from him now. So you predicted, he predicted 20 off the over. I predict a reverse scoop now, even though he's not wearing a helmet. Here we go. There it is. Oh, he's run out again. No, he's not. Oh, the keeper didn't gather cleanly. We've seen the best and the worst of Perman in this over. We've seen some lovely ball striking, and we've seen the tendency to go for the unnecessary theatrical. But there we go. He's never dull, is he? He's never dull.
6 more.
Well, that is just crazy, isn't it? You can tell from the shape of the shot, if you rewind and if you're watching on the stream, he was trying to go as high as he possibly could there. It wasn't just the case of going over the boundary, was it? He was looking to put as much elevation on that as well. And he did. 6 more. Which means it's the end of the over, which means criminally he no longer has the strike. How many was off that over, Egan? You said it was going to be 20 and it was 18. You know nothing about this game, do you?
They missed the ball.
They missed the ball, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, so it would have been 20. Was that 5 ball over?
Yeah.
There you go.
It was 2-2, 6-2, 6.
Is Martin coming on? No, it's not. He's just walking up to give the bowler the ball and then trudging back.
Michael Amos.
Is it? Michael Amos. Oh, that's gone very high. There is a fielder running around from cover point and maybe more from extra cover, takes it at mid-off eventually. And it's a good wicket. So Furkan's on his way. Jack Perman is still there. He'll be looking to score a ton. It's just seen Kordip Lal do so in the previous game. And he will be thinking, I'm as good as that. I've got points to prove nationally.
Is it Quinn?
Now I often, for no good reason, get Quinn and Sunderland mixed up. This is, I think, Quinn, is it? Oh, now that's an appeal. It's not a good appeal in terms of, obviously, it was clearly not out, but it was a good appeal in terms of theatricality. And I take my pleasures where I can. The sun has not got high in the sky at any point today, with it being November. And there are still long shadows across the ground. There's a lovely wristy whip to leg. An Indian flair to it. That was subcontinental flair, that shot. I don't know if Jack's ever been anywhere near India, but yeah, so the sun is very, very squinty. To the right-handed batsman. Oh, I'll stop talking about sun and squinting. The man that we took a while to identify as Quinn has gone. Trying to hit a big shot around a straight ball. And I know it doesn't really matter in any great sense, but Alfas managing again to lose quick, cheap wickets after good starts, which they've done throughout this weekend. Oh, from square leg, umpire Vince O'Reilly is gesticulating. I don't know why. Did he call no ball or something? I don't know. Was somebody moving, or is it just Vince felt he hadn't had a big enough part in proceedings yet? Who knows? That's a nice shot. Just the single. Oh, and then a very, very wild throw enables the second run. It is the end of the over. Let's give you some stats then, shall we? 7 overs gone now.
Yeah.
Perman on 65 runs off 26 balls. That's a strike rate of exactly 250. Not too shabby.
Excuse me.
Shaquille scored 10 off 10 earlier on. Furkan 1 run from 2 balls. Quinn we just saw out. LBW 1 run from 2 balls, and Ukal, the new batsman, who is now at the non-striker's end after the over change, is on 2 runs off 1 ball. Extras have scored 4. $83 for 3 is the score. There you go. What more do you want? Bowling analysis, they say. Nah, we'll give you that later. A very wide that the keeper tips round the post in football parlance, enabling the batsman to scurry down for an extra run. No pressure was put on the batsman on that run there. The guy at square leg just stood and waited for the ball to roll slowly towards him. And Perman is back on strike. Thinks about the big hit, realises the ball is slightly better than anticipated, and just pushes it out to the covers where there is no run. Cries of "come on Johnny" to the bowler. which didn't really help Johnny because he's just offered a half volley that Perman has again, as many have today, gone into the pond.
Come on, Jack! Come on, Jack! I'm your big friend, buddy!
Is that John's real name or is that John's spelling mistake name? I'm not familiar with John, but I'm looking at his surname on the card. And I'm not even having a go at that one.
John. That's wrong.
He's got a lovely leap in his delivery stride though, hasn't he? A lovely leap in his delivery stride. Whether that punishment will take some of the bounce out of him. Let's see if he's got equally vigorous leap now. He's rearranging the field. I don't know how you rearrange a field for balls like that, but he's got two men deep on the leg side, one at deep square leg, one at deep mid wicket. Oh, he's got three men. Yeah, he's got two deep mid wickets and a deep square leg. So Perman just goes behind all three of them and goes over. Goes over long leg boundary for 6 runs. Oh yeah, I'm just pointed out there's a small child feeding the ducks in the distance, and it nearly kills the small child, but I have to say that would be justice because there is a sign down there that says do not feed the ducks, and that's the only way children learn, is the death penalty for feeding wildfowl. Anyway, she's alright because she actually brought the ball back onto the pitch and handed it to the fielder, and now she's going back to her nefarious feeding activities, embarking on her life of crime. She looks only about 3 years old. I mean, what an age to have strayed off the straight and narrow to be breaking the law already. Come on, Johnny, goes up the cry from the field. Perman is in strike nicking mode again. Always upset his partner. He really has upset his partner. He walked the single. There were two there. And he's not making any friends. Let's put it that way. Well, words were had there, weren't they? Well, I'm enjoying this. We've got children embarking on a life of crime. We've got batsmen ignoring each other. What more could you want? 105 for 3.
Again.
A shot along the ground for the change. It is fielded for 1. Perman had absolutely no chance of persuading his partner to come back for the second there, having farmed the strike unmercifully off the previous ball. He's been sent back. There you go. He's jogged his first again. I'm sorry, but I mean, okay, he wants a ton, but you know, he's had a few opportunities to bat this weekend where other people might not have been. You call it. I'm not standing in judgment of anyone at all, but is a man who likes the strike. That's all we'll say. And he's got a bottom edge on that, right out to deep square leg, and suddenly found another gear for running then, when there was a chance of 2 and retaining the strike. There was another gear in there all along. He'll listen back to this later and I'll get a nasty text, I should imagine. He's clattered a full toss for everything it deserved. 6 more runs. Dismissively turns and walks out towards the gully region, doesn't even watch it go. Just thinks, come on then, chuck us another one of those. Takes him on to 90 or 91? 91, 90, somewhere in that region.
Yeah.
Come on, Mikey is the call. Have we had a... That was the end of the over then, was it? That was...
Yeah.
Yep.
Different bowler.
Oh, well fielded. Is that Martin, my co-commentator Martin out there? He's got very, very long legs. Didn't get down to it. Just sort of put his long legs together, and the ball hit him in the shins on the boundary. But all good fielding. All good fielding. Saved a couple of runs. Perman is on to 93. There's a single. At the end of the over. Well, the batsmen do not fist bump that time. Nine overs gone. 6 balls for Perman to get his ton. So we're going to be in the 120s somewhere, which will be a nice interesting chase for Ibiza. Egan, tell me who's bowling this last over.
Paul Crockwell. Paul Crockwell. The skipper.
Paul Crotwell. I don't know, the skipper. Oh, there was a chance. Put down at square leg. It's gone for 4 runs. Takes Perman on to 98. I think you wouldn't find too many people that would bet against him getting this ton now. Will the applause be as fulsome and warm as it was as when Coldeep got his ton? That's the question. Gives it the charge, straight down, over long off. It's an impressive ton. There were some big shots, not all of them were the heaves to leg. There was some good driving as well. There were some offside shots. He's a man with a phenomenal amount of talent. And going through his head now is, what can I do to make these last couple of balls interesting? Oh, and it's a dot. That flings the kitchen sink at it. Well, that was just asking to. That wouldn't have needed a man who was in as much touch as Jack Perman is to punish that one. Most people, I think, would have been happy to help that ball round the corner for 4. So for Perman, that was just like, I don't know, crossing a T, dotting an I. Just the barest admin that was needed on that ball to turn it into 4 runs. The ball has rolled under the netting at the far end, which means a man has had to go out into the wilds to retrieve it. There being no small children down there, having fed what they wanted to the ducks, they cleared off to plan their next crime. Perman facing, it's going to be one of his cabaret shots, isn't it? You just know it is. Oh. Didn't need to be. Full toss, standard deliver, 6 more runs. And is that it? Can we go? Is that it? Have we finished? One more? The umpires seem to be saying that's it. Do they? Or is there some other business to be dealt with? No. Square leg umpire has been sent back to square leg. An awful lot of people getting involved of shouting up to the scorers table, where I would think it would just be the umpire's job to confirm how many balls are left, and if he didn't know, just his one voice to the scorers table would be necessary. But there we go. Let's see what Perman can do with this last one then. He's going to have another go at it as well. It could even be. Will it go for 5 wides? It won't. The pace has been taken off it. This is funny. This is very, very funny. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Perman is reminded. Well, I'll let you watch the action for yourselves as it happened. Perman was reminded it's not a one-man game, you know, dear boy. It's a team game. And he was forced to take that run by Nukal, quite correctly in my view. And they come, they go. It was buys. Was it buys or wides or something? I really don't know. Watch it back later. But what fun. No, I reckon there's another ball. That was a wide. So, we've won more. Well, the amount of enjoyment you can glean from a dead rubber. Perman is absolutely exhausted. Both of the batsmen ran about 7 with the amount that they started and then went back and then yes, no. Yes, no. I've no idea how many was in there. 4 did they run plus the wide? I don't know. And the final shot is a thick inside edge down to a square leg. The batsman jogged through for 1. And Perman, in that way of his, trudges off as if he's been out for a duck to a bad LBW decision. He's just scored a lovely 100 and he still doesn't look happy. Maybe he's just tired. We are back. So Ibiza chasing 145 to win. They ain't going to get it, obviously. So we've got 59 more balls to discuss how they're not going to get it. 58 more balls to discuss how they're not going to get it. Ronnie Thompson and Michael Amos are the batters. Jake Sunderland, who has acquitted himself well with the ball over the last couple of days, has opened the bowling and is making a very good start to his 2-over spell. Or his allotted 2 overs, whether he bowls more in one spell or whether they break them up like they have done in previous games, waits to be seen. Either way, he started very well. Oh, another play and a miss. A cut and paste bit of commentary there.
We're going to go for the lowest score, aren't we?
Again, we could do with a little bit more urgency in the field. Everybody's ambling a bit. Sunderland comes in again. Another play, well, another leave and a miss because it is a wide. One goes on to the total. There's a play and a miss. Umpire thinks about it. Also thinks we need to get home at some stage. Lets it go. Consults with his colleague at square leg, who isn't at square leg anymore because of the low sun, is standing at point. Cut and paste. Play and a miss. I was chatting with the Ibiza players earlier. They don't play a lot of T10. Alfas have played a fair bit. And I think that's going to show in this chase a little bit. Not managing to put bat on ball, and one thing you must do if you've only got 60 balls to play with is put bat on ball. End of the over. 2 runs, neither of which came with the assistance of a bat. 2 extras. Quinn with ball in hand. The rate has already crept up over 16. Quinn comes in again. No real idea where that ball had gone, and the answer was not very far. Quinn running back to the top of his run-up. Somebody who at least is keen to get through all this. Another swing, another miss. Well done, Quinny comes to shout. as well it might. So Thompson and Amos have both been out there since the start. I can't recall. Oh yes, again, one ball where it came off, actually off bat, didn't it? There's another play and a miss.
Nine balls without one.
Yep, Amos faced 9 balls, and has not scored. And I'm not even sure that he has put back to ball in that time. And he's standing there with one hand on hip as if he's fed up with something. It's only himself to blame, really. He's wildly swinging at everything. He's not really moving his feet. A heave into the leg side is greeted with a massive cheer from his teammates. But there is no run. He's actually put back the ball and he's got 4 runs. It's come off a big, thick outside bottom edge, run away through cover point, 4 runs. And I think he's timed it badly because he's shaking his hand as if that hurt. I think probably Quinn will have to come out of the attack, having proved so expensive there on that last ball. The score gallops up, doubles to 8 off 2 overs for the loss of no wickets. Ahmad comes into the attack, one of the nicest men in the club. Oh, it's not Ahmed, is it? I think. It could be Jamsad. It could well be. Yeah, I've misidentified the bowler. Or have I? With my old eyes squinting in this light this time of night. Well, I'm confused because it looks like him. But I must admit, one of the reasons I've just retired from playing is that I had eye surgery this year, which didn't go well, and everything is just a mass of swimming, floaty things in my eyes these days. And as I squint out in this evening sunshine, it could be any one of the 11 bowlers bowling at the moment. Having said that, the fact that my eye surgery's gone badly has probably spared my knees any more damage, because it's meant I've had to retire. Let's talk about me for a bit, shall we? That's a wide.
नकुल बॉलर का नाम क्या है?
अहमद।
पूरा नाम?
अहमद का पूरा नाम क्या है? अहमद का पूरा नाम क्या है? वकार, अहमद का पूरा नाम क्या है?
जमशेद। जमशेद अहमद।
Well, I said I couldn't identify any of the bowlers from the others, but this chap is unmistakable. Darren Walker. Bowled two different types of delivery in the last match. He bowled one over of medium pace, sharpish medium pace, and one over of spin, and he's coming in off a very short run up, so I suspect he's bowling spin in this. Runs from the bat, it's all happening. That's a good ball. Floats it up there. Inside edge, could easily have taken a wicket with that. Goes back to his mark, keen to get on with it. Big heave at it. No, well, I say at it, it was nowhere near it, was it? But a big heave nonetheless. That's in the air. The bowler himself is under it, has decided not to, and rather than trotting back 10 yards, asks a man to run in 60 yards from the boundary for it. Big smiles all round. As well they might. Not a good ball. That's a good tidy over, and he got through it in no time at all. And that really is all that's needed. Very nice indeed. Very tidy, nice wicket to finish it. Almost the perfect T10 over. Little wicket in there, not many runs, and get through it nice and quickly without too much mucking about. So 4 overs gone. 6 to come. The target is entirely academic, because there's been an awful lot of that. A scurried single adds to the score.
ਇੱਕ ਬੋਲਰ 11 ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ 10 ਸਲਿੱਪਾਂ ਲਾਈਆਂ ਸੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਭੈਣ ਚੋ ਬੋਲਰ 12 ਖੇਡ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੂੰ ਲਾਸਟ ਮੋਮੈਂਟ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਜਾ ਯਾਰ ਆ ਦੇਖ ਚਰ ਉਹ ਅਮੋਲ ਉਹਨੇ ਲੈਫਟ ਕਰਦੀ ਭੈਣ ਜੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗੇ.
So the hurl comes in again. It's a very economical run up that he's got, and then it's a lot of arm speed at the end of it, and it's very effective and not easy to get away as it's being proved. there's not a lot to Rahul, not in terms of his action, I mean in terms of actually physically pounds weight or kilos weight. He's a slightly built chap, but that arm comes over very quickly. Ian Byrne doing a good job behind the stumps there. He's all coming through at various heights, and he's doing well to get up some of those bouncier ones. Slower ball. A nice tidy over from Rahul. But Alfas at least now getting through the overs quickly as we trudge towards the end of this match. Like a sick bull elephant dragging itself through the jungle towards its final resting place. Is that a myth about elephant graveyards, or does it actually is a thing? And if it is an actual thing, how do elephants know where the graveyard is? Who knows? Whacker comes on. Charges in. A little bit leggy. Got a little bit too straight there. Full ball. And there is a complete mix-up between the batsmen. One was going for the second, one quite clearly wasn't. And there is a run out. Alfas are coming from all parts to congratulate the personnel. That'll probably slow things down again in terms of action, unless they can all scuttle back to their marks quickly. Do I sound as if I'm just wishing this game away now? Whacker is all ready to bowl to the new batsman.
Have you lost the will to live yet?
I have lost the will. Martin has just approached the commentary position and he's saying, have I lost the will to live? Not the will to live, but certainly the will to be watching this. Adam Monday is the new batsman. The contrast in build between him and the bowler Whacker, who's another slight man as Rahul was, is quite amusing. You could melt Adam down and make two Whackers. Now Whacker turned and appealed for the leg before, as well he might as the bowler if he thought it was a good shout, but if he'd fielded the ball he might have stopped that single. As it is, runs don't really matter. Ibiza still over 100 shy of where they need to be. The run rate is climbing towards 30. Whacker comes in again, scoots in, full of ball. Batsman reaches for it, pushes it out, cover point. It's well run, well taken behind the stumps by Byrne, as there was a large man galloping towards him at the time.
How are we going with the run rate?
The run rate, I've just been asked, is creeping towards 30. Slower ball, there's that slower ball. It's a cause of much hilarity, the slower ball, the Whacker slower ball at Alfas, because it isn't terribly well disguised, and he does bowl it a lot, and when it comes off it's great, and when it doesn't come off it Well, when it doesn't come off, it doesn't come off, let's put it that way. Or it does come off, it comes off the bat very quickly. But always a joy to see him slipping it in there. Another single. Apart from the rather dull game of cricket in front of us, it's a lovely evening in Alfas. And if anybody is in the area at the moment, it might be worth popping down later. We are in the middle of the Alfas Festival, or Alfas Fiesta, which started this weekend. There was much fun and games in town yesterday, and there's the usual mix of parades and musical things and fireworks and all sorts of nonsense. There you go, chance of a catch, taken beautifully. There we go. As soon as I ignore the cricket, something to get excited about actually happens. And here is something to get excited about as well. My co-commentator Martin is strolling out to bat now. He came as a commentator, but with this being a dead rubber, he's decided that he would grace the field. Let's see if he can bring his undoubted talents to this quite considerable chase. Let's be honest, there's nothing he can do, is there? But, you know. Well, comes out, takes his guard, so he knows obviously what to play at and what to leave as he plays himself in over 3 or 4 overs. And he left one that he played at, if that makes sense, because he played at it and he played all round it. So, oh, spoons it up in the air. He's dropped at square leg. The man that is Martin Makepeace gallops from one end to the other, celebrating a run from the bat. Now that is a very nice shot. I know I've been disparaging what we've been seeing in front of us for the last few overs, but that is whipped off his legs very nicely by Matthew Bartley. The score goes up to 37, 38. It's the end of the over. Alfas so far I've used 7 bowlers in this match, and we are now going to see an 8th as Jack Perman comes on to bowl his leg spin. Being very precise about his field settings. And here he comes, little skip, in he comes, over he comes, floats one up, stumping chance, and not just the chance, but well taken by Burn. Martin Makepeace had toppled over. He's a big tall man, he goes down like a factory chimney when he topples over, out of his ground, and he is given out stumped. And the next lamb to the slaughter I will identify as soon as I have him. It's almost a pity with these dead rubbers, isn't it? Because it sort of leaves a final sense of disappointment in the mouth, so to speak, when we have seen some very, very good cricket played by Gracia earlier. But so be it. It's a fixture, it needs fulfilling. People do play cricket just for the sheer enjoyment of batting and bowling and running around, and that's what we've got for another 2 and a bit overs. Herman is giving it a lot of air. He's encouraging the batsman to have a go. He has men back at deep square leg and deep mid wicket, and also on the drive. That is lofted up, punched out through extra cover, chased enthusiastically out there, but the ball won the race 4 runs. The total is, I would say but a bit of excited running as well. Total goes up to 43, I believe. Again, another one with a lot of air, making sure that the batsman has to put his own pace on it, and it's well played. It is cut down behind square. 2 more runs to the total. I mean, these 2 batsmen all are hiding to nothing, so they might as well just play their shots, have a little net. Not sure there's much benefit in having a net in November. By the time the season starts again, you might just be out of touch again. It's the end of the over. Perman took that 1 wicket in that over with that first flighted ball that deceived Martin Makepeace, and stumped cleanly and competently by wicketkeeper Ian Byrne. Continued to give it a bit of air throughout that over. Went for 8 runs off it.
भाजी नहीं मेरी गल सुनो मेरी मुंडा ना देता पैसे फिर खेत ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਉਣੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਏ यार मेरी गल सुनो 70 मेरी गल की होई एक मिनट ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਰੋਟੀ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ ਇਕੱਠੀ ਮੰਗਾ ਲਈ ਯਾਰ ਕੀ ਰੋਟੀ ਖਾਧੀ ਹੈ ਪਤਾ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੱਲ ਮੇਰੀ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ ਕਰਨ ਦਿਓ ਮੇਰੀ ਯਾਰ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਸੁਣੋ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ ਕਰੋ ਮੈਂ ਉਹ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਆਪਾਂ 70 ਮੈਂ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ 70 ਲੈ ਕੇ ਇੱਕ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਦੇ ਰੋਟੀ ਤੇ ਚੱਲੋ ਇੱਕ ਰਾਤ ਦੀ 70 ਵਾਲਾ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਬੈ ਕੇ ਚਾਹੇ अपना ले आया तुझी खाण पीण ਨੂੰ ले आए ਆਪਾਂ 70 ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਡੋਨਰ ਕਬਾਬ ਆਗਾ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਪੀਜ਼ੇ ਮੰਗਾ ਲਾਂਗੇ 17 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਰ ਜਾਣਾ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਮੰਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਮੰਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਲਾਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਵੱਖਰ ਹੋਊਗੀ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਰੋਟੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਮੰਗਾ ਲਓ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਨਾ ਖਾਦੇ ਯਾਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਤਾਂ 19 ਵਜੇ ਖਾਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਨੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਖਾਣਾ ਹੁਣ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਯਾਰ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਘੁੰਮਣ ਗਏ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਮਾਨ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਗਏ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੇ 10 ਵਜੇ ਮੰਗਾਈ ਰੋਟੀ ਬਾਹਰ ਖਾ ਲਈ ਗੱਲ ਤੇ ਇਹੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਇੱਕ ਸਲਾਹ ਹੋਣੀ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹੀ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਘੁੰਮਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਰੋਟੀ ਖਾਂਦੇ 40 ਮਿੰਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਛੱਡੋ ਮਰ ਯਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਘਟਦਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਸ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ
There was a very heated conversation going in front of me from the Gracia players. Very heated. No, it's all right. You do it, boys. You've deserved it. No, that's fine. You don't have to be quiet. It's all right. You've won well. Enjoy yourselves. They're looking at me saying, apologising for the noise, and I'm thinking, no, you've played good cricket. You enjoy yourselves down there, fellas. That's well stopped by wicketkeeper Ian Boone, who had to go a long way to field that slingy delivery. Luca fields off his own bowling, keeps it to a single. Oh, we have an injury of some sort. I was checking my notes when it happened, so I didn't see what happened. You probably had a better view of it yourselves on the screen there. If I get word of what is happening, I'll let you know, but there are concerned looks. Now, just to go back to these Gracia players that are chatting in front of me, they played great cricket over the last couple of days. They've been deserved winners of the whole thing. There will be a trophy presentation immediately after this last game. It's a big shiny trophy. I mean, it is a big shiny trophy. I think it might be Wacker that's injured. He's walking slowly off the field with one trouser leg rolled up, as if he's a member of some sort of secret society. And he is indeed leaving the field. Meanwhile, the action continues. Alfas now fielding a man short. I think they'll be able to defend that. Ibiza have got within 100 of it. That was one of their first aims when they set out chasing 145 to win. They wanted to get past the 45. They're into the mid 50s now, 54, 55. Big swing and a miss. Gary Crompton is coming onto field. I wonder why he wasn't on earlier anyway. It's all a bit of an end of term feel to it at the moment, isn't there? 1 over to go. 91 runs short of the target. But what else would you be doing in the evening sunshine? Let's just watch these last 6 balls. And then, as I say, there will be a trophy presentation as soon as is humanly possible after the conclusion of this match. As I wrap things up, just a big thank you to Egan. Again, has done so much work in terms of bringing the online coverage. It's on the technical side, on the scoring side, keeping the website scoring going up as well, in parallel with the actual scorers on the scorebook here in the ground. And a busy boy, and he's done well, and we couldn't do it without him, so big thanks to Egan. And the usual thanks to everybody involved in the organisation. From the Pepsi Cricket Spaniard right the way through to everybody actually here at the ground who came down and worked parties to make everything spick and span for the tournament on Friday. And just all of you lovely people for being interested. Nice little aerial shot, doesn't quite reach Perman on the boundary. Throws it to the striker's end just to keep the batsman honest. So it was a chase that never was by Ibiza. Did we expect it to be? Not really. They certainly didn't seem to expect it themselves. I shall wrap up. Enjoy your evenings, whatever you're doing. I'll let you watch this last couple of balls in peace. From Sporting Alfas, I'm going to wish you a very good afternoon. And wherever you are, enjoy your cricket.